Hello and welcome to a short yoga practice that is focused on your lower body. My name is Heather and I'm going to be leading you through this practice today, and we'll get started on our backs. Now once you get down onto your mat, laying flat on your back, bring your heels underneath your knees. Now before we do anything else, you can either have your arms down by your sides or you can have your hands on your belly. Maybe even let the knees knock into each other, maybe widen the feet a little bit, just to get yourself focused and ready for the practice. Now when you're breathing on your back, I want you to think about breathing in through the belly, letting the belly expand, letting the diaphragm contract down, and on your exhale, draw the belly button back towards your spine, letting the diaphragm relax up. And continue that cycle of breath in through your nose and out through your nose. And this is an important part of the practice because as much as we want to be challenging ourselves and working hard and moving, this time of stillness is really important to get ourselves ready, mentally and physically. Take one more big inhale, fill it all the way up to the top. And on your exhale through the nose, draw the belly button back towards the spine. Now keep this breath in and out through your nose. Bring your heels back underneath the knees. And we're just gonna focus a little bit on engagement into the glutes because that's primarily where we wanna focus our lower body work today. So taking the hands down by the sides, you're going to start to press into your heels. Draw the navel down towards the spine and to flatten out the back so that there's no space underneath the back to take your hands. This will put your pelvis in a posterior tilt, which is going to be a good place for us to engage the glutes. Start to press into the heels, lift the hips, just until you feel that stopping point. And you're going to try to keep that posterior tilt in the pelvis by drawing the navel back and then sending the tailbone towards the knees. So like imagining that your tailbone was a flashlight and you're flashing it towards your knees. And you keep your glutes engaged here, keeping the hips extended. If you have tight hip flexors, this is a really great way to start to inhibit the hip flexors a little bit. Take another inhale. And exhale, lower the hips. Once you hit the ground, inhale, lift it back up. Exhale, lower. 2 more, inhale. Exhale, lower. And last one, inhale. Exhale, lower. And once you come to the ground, bring your knees into your chest, stretching out a little bit, maybe rocking the legs side to side or in circles, massaging into the low back. No yogi's choice here. If you want to roll onto your right side to come up, you can, or you can cross your ankles and roll all the way into your tabletop position. When you get into your tabletop, bring your shoulders over your wrists and your knees underneath your hips. Pressing firmly through the fingertips, evenly spread the hands, or the fingers and the hands. We're gonna start to move into the spine a little bit with some cat-cow, dropping the belly, lifting the chest on your inhale, broadening through the collarbones. Exhale, rounding out, spreading the shoulder blades. Inhale, arching the back, lifting the chest. Exhale, rounding out. Take one more like this. Inhale. Exhale, round. Inhale, come to a neutral spine. Take your right leg back behind you into a 3-legged tabletop. Start to bend your knee and open up your hip. So you have the right knee is opening to the right, but you're opening the hip along with it. Try to keep the elbows as straight as you can. We're gonna bring it into some hip circles, bringing your right knee towards your belly button. Inhale as you circle it open. Exhale as you draw it back to the belly. Inhale, circle it open. Exhale, draw it to the belly. And one more, inhale, circle it open. Exhale, draw it to the belly, hold it here. You're gonna take your right knee out to the right, kind of like a dog at a fire hydrant. And exhale, bring it back. We're gonna do 3 more. Bring it out to the right. Exhale, bring it back. Draw the belly button as you do this. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. And last one, inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Taking the right knee down. Take the left leg back behind you. And start to bend your left knee and open up your hip. Now you're still pressing actively into the fingertips as you do this to keep the integrity in the upper body. But we're gonna take the left knee towards the belly and then circle it open, exhaling, bringing it back to the belly. Inhale, bring it open. Exhale, draw it in. 2 more. Inhale, bring it open. Exhale, pull it in. And last one, inhale it open. And exhale, draw it in, hold it here. We're gonna take it out to the left, like a dog at a fire hydrant. Take it out for an inhale. And exhale, bring it back in. Inhale, open. Exhale, draw it in. Inhale, open. Activating your gluteus medius. Exhale, bring it in. And last one, bring it out to the left. And exhale, draw it in. Take it back down. And from here, walk the feet back into a plank pose. If your wrists are getting a little bit tender, don't worry, we're gonna come off of them soon. Keep your shoulders really engaged here, firming the forearms towards each other. Draw the navel back towards the spine, engage the legs. We're gonna bring the shoulders forward towards the fingertips. On your knees or on your toes, lower down chaturanga. Pressing into your cobra or your upward facing dog, inhale. And downward facing dog, exhale. And now in your down dog, you can pedal through the feet. Or you can stay in stillness. Just trying to press through the fingertips, especially the inside of the hand. And letting the head relax between the arms. And just make sure the breath is really strong in down dog. The head is below the heart. Gonna take 2 more breaths in down dog, really building some heat in the body, finding some length in the legs. And last one. On your exhale, let's take a walk to the front of the mat. Come up for a half lift, inhale. Hands gonna be at your shins, shoulders away from the neck. Draw the navel in. On your next exhale, folding over the legs. Now you can bend the knees as much as you need to. Letting the arms drape over. And just allowing the wrists maybe to relax with some circles. If you want to take Padahastasana, you can step on your hands, bending your knees. And get a little bit of that nice release for the wrists, pressing your toes into the heel of the hand. And there's no need to straighten the legs just yet, just kind of keep them nice and bent and relaxed. Next inhale, take the fingertips to the ground. We're gonna draw the navel in, press through the heels, lifting all the way up, inhale. Exhale through heart center. Take it all the way down. Inhale to that half lift. Exhale, take your palms down, step it back into your plank. On your knees or on your toes, let's lower down chaturanga. Up into your cobra or your upward facing dog, inhale. Downward facing dog, exhale. Planting the left foot down, let's take the right leg up, inhale. Exhale, step it between your hands. dropping your back knee down. Inhale, the arms reach up. And from here, focus on pulling the right heel back and the left knee forward. Right knee is on top of the ankle and lifting up towards the ceiling. Now your gaze can be up or your gaze can be down depending on balance. Keeping the back toes tucked, we're gonna lift the back knee. We're still drawing the navel back towards the spine, still zippering up through the low belly. Now taking the arms, reaching them back behind you. Now with your chest angled on top of the right thigh, the goal here is to really feel the glutes engaged a little bit more. So draw that right hip back in line with the left. Really find a lot of engagement through the left leg. The arms are back by your sides like wings, and you're reaching tall through the crown of the head. Still trying to knit the ribs in, keeping everything nice and cinched in around the waist. On your inhale, reach the arms forward. We're gonna take a little bit of movement here. Now, if balance is a little bit of an issue, that's okay. You can always take the hands down to do this. You can always keep the hands at heart center if that's a little bit easier. But see what you're working with today. Reaching the arms overhead, inhale. As you exhale, pull the hands back. Bring your left toes forward. So you're stepping the left toes forward, keeping the knee bent, keeping the weight in the right heel. Next inhale, reach it forward, step the left foot back. Exhale, sweep the arms back, left foot forward. Inhale, step it back, reach forward. Exhale, reach back, step forward. Inhale and exhale. 2 more. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Good. From here, press into the right foot, straight in the right leg, and stand up. We're gonna take the left knee and pull it up. The left knee is in line with the left hip. Your right hand could be on your right hip. Finding a focal point, something in front of you to gaze at, will help with your balance. Now this is a point if you need to move to a wall, go ahead. If you wanna keep the knee bent, also good. If you want a strap to place along the arch of your left foot, that's an option. Or grab onto your left big toe. Now, if you're grabbing onto the left big toe, lifting your knee up to lift your chest and keep your right leg solid. And on your exhale, straighten the leg. Now, it's possible that you might have the knee bent. That's fine. You can straighten the leg or you can keep it bent. And if you have your knee bent, hold it here. And we're gonna breathe, really finding that strength in our outer hips. Now, if you have your knee bent, left hand on your left knee, you're gonna rotate it open and to the left. If you have your big toe, you're gonna take your leg, lift it, and bring it out to the left. Maybe even reaching your right arm to the right as a little bit of a counter. And holding for 3, 2, 1. Bring it back to center. Letting the leg go, placing it down, coming into your forward fold. Relax here, maybe pedal out the feet. We're gonna inhale to a half lift. Exhale, take the palms down, step or hop back into your chaturanga. Up dog, inhale. And downward facing dog, exhale. We're gonna put the weight into the right foot, send your left leg up, inhale. Exhale, step your left foot between your hands. Dropping your back knee, keeping your back toes tucked. Reach the arms overhead. Now again, left knee on top of the left ankle. Left heel pulling back, right knee pulling forward. Keeping either the gaze up or the gaze down, lifting the back knee. Now we're zippering up through the low belly. If your pelvis is dipping forward too much, bend your back knee. Keep your pelvis more perpendicular to the ground. On your next exhale, sweep the arms back behind you, angling your chest over the leg, hinging at the hips. That means the left hip won't pop out, it'll pull back in line with the right. Knit in the ribs, draw the belly button back towards the spine, shoulders back and away from the neck. Good, hold it here. The weight's in the left heel, feeling the glutes fire up. Focus first and foremost on the breath. And then sweep the arms in front of you. Puts a little bit more tension into the core. You can always keep your arms at heart center or just keep them back. But we're gonna take it into a step forward, bringing the arms back, stepping your right foot forward. And keeping the right leg bent, keep the weight into the left heel. Inhale, step it back. And then exhale, step it forward. Inhale, step it back. Exhale, step it forward. 3 more. Inhale. Exhale. 2. Exhale. Last one, inhale. Exhale, step. And then press into the left heel. Lift it up. Bring your right leg up into your chest. Knee in line with the hip, left hand on your left hip. Your gaze is out in front of you to help your balance. You can keep your right hand on your right knee. You can take a wall, or you can grab your big toe. Just remember to lift it up and then extend. Now it's possible, again, that the leg could be bent, and that's okay, that's awesome. But keep it straight if you want. Keep the left leg super strong. Utthita Hasta Padangusthasana. And if you would like to, if you did so on the other side, if your hand's on your knee, rotate the right leg open into the B variation of Utthita Hasta Padangusthasana. If you have your toe, you're gonna lift up and open to the right, counterbalancing with the left, keeping the left leg strong and engaged for 3, 2, last one. Bring it back to center, letting it go, hinging at the hips, bringing the hands down by the feet. Coming up into a half lift here, inhale. Exhale, take the palms down, step it back into plank. Lower down, chaturanga. Up dog, inhale. And down dog, exhale. And from your downward facing dog, we're gonna take pigeon. So bringing the right leg up, inhale. Bend your knee, open up your hip. And as you exhale, take your right knee behind your right wrist. Bring your right ankle towards your left wrist. Walking the left knee back as much as you need to in order to get your desired stretch. Go ahead, and if your shin is at an angle, like mine, point your toes, or point your foot and flex your toes so you can protect the knee. And before you settle down into your pigeon, kind of come up onto your fingertips. Draw the right hip back and the left hip forward. And this is just gonna help you settle into the stretch, knowing that it's not about depth all the time. We're getting into this most painful stretch that you can get into. It's just about feeling good, feeling that point of resistance, that edge point, and just sitting in there. Making sure the back foot isn't sickled in, but it's straight back behind you. And then maybe coming down onto the forearms. And then maybe coming all the way down. Whatever variation you choose of pigeon, just remember to relax that right outer hip. Remember that we're not sitting onto one hip or the other. We're balancing right in the middle. And if the breath could go anywhere in the body besides the lungs, imagine that you're taking the breath to that right hip. And slowly coaxing it to open instead of forcing. And then inhale, walk up onto the hands. Tuck your back toes under, walk the back knee in. And you can step into tabletop, you can step into down dog. You can pedal out the feet or you can shake the right leg out, whatever you need to do to reset. And meet back in downward facing dog. Taking left leg up, inhale. Bending the knee, opening up the hip. And exhale, bring the left knee to the left wrist. Drop it down. Shin is at an angle, foot is pointed, toes are flexed. Walk the right knee back as much as you need to. And then take a moment to settle into the stretch. Start to rock a little bit back and forth. And just let the hips slowly relax into the stretch. Now, if this is your tighter side, it's good that you did the not tighter side first because it helps the body get into a place where it can acknowledge, okay, I am safe. I am not in danger. This position will not hurt me. I can let go. I can relax a little bit. You can tuck or untuck the back toes. Just make sure the foot's straight back behind you. You can even rock all the way down with your forehead on top of your stacked hands. Just making sure that the left hip receives that breath, that calming, that cooling breath. To soften and relax it from all the work, all the heat. And don't be afraid to move a little bit in your poses, maybe side to side or just rocking forward and back. Whatever helps you relax. Inhale, walk up onto the hands. This time we're just going to sit onto the left hip. Bring the legs around. And slowly rock all the way down onto the back. Just like we started. Now your options for the twist are you can bring your knees together and stack them, or you can let the left leg go straight out in front of you. Take the left hand on your right knee and twist over to the left, keeping your right shoulder on the mat and maybe turning your head to the right. Your right arm can be at a T shape or at goalpost. But getting a little bit of a stretch for the right glutes and right outer hip. Maybe taking the right hip bone and lengthening it away from the right ribs. Inhale, bring it back to center. Same thing, if you want to keep the legs together, you can, or you can let that right leg go straight out in front, taking the right hand on the left knee and crossing the body and taking your head, turning it to the left. Your arm can be at a T shape or it can be at goalpost. And taking the left hip bone and lengthening it away from the left ribs. It doesn't have to be this intense stretch. So if you want to just allow the body to relax into it, and maybe just relax the left hand on the left ribs. And then inhale, bring it back up. Pull both legs in to the chest just to reset the SI joint. And then one leg at a time until both legs are straight out in front of you. Come into your Shavasana, hands by your sides, palms facing up. Letting go of any work, of any tension. Getting the breathing back under control. Softening the eyes, softening the face. Most important part of the practice, so even if you just stay for a couple of minutes, it's worth it. And you can also pause and just stay here for a longer period of time, maybe 10 minutes, 5 to 10. Without distraction, without being task-oriented, just let yourself lay. So you start to inhale, begin to inhale a little bit deeper. Exhaling through the nose, maybe a little bit deeper. And begin to send the breath to the fingers and the toes. Maybe moving them around. Maybe rocking the head from side to side. Starting to bend the knees and plant the feet into the mat. And rolling onto your right side, resting your head on your arm. Inhale, start to press up into a comfortable seated. Facing the front, however you want to sit, maybe cross-legged, maybe on your heels. Bring your hands, rest them comfortably on your thighs, or maybe hands at heart center. Lift tall through the crown of the head. In this short practice, it is so worth it, even if just to practice for 5 minutes. And it's less about the poses, is less about the aesthetics and more about just the mindful movement, the moving meditation. So a few minutes a day, it's all you need to help the mind and the body. So thank you for joining, and namaste.